Welcome to this lecture series for subject quantitative techniques for our managers. Okay, and others name of the subject for the operation research. Okay, some of the both are subject is the syllabus is same, and but the sum of difference for small difference of the unit 4 of the subject different for the unit 4 operation research and quantitative techniques for managers. Okay, I discuss for the unit first of the subject and introduction to the operation research and some of the history of the operation research and definition of the operation and application of the operation research and some of the all the some of the topic discussed for last 4 lectures. Okay, and this is lecture 5 and session 5 is start for the continue of the present for the sum of the operation research tools and techniques. Okay, present in the very detail in this lectures. Okay, agenda for today present in this video for the operation research tools and techniques. Some of the tools and techniques present for the lecture 4 last lecture. Okay, and this is lecture some of the techniques and tools discussed for this is lectures. Okay, and some of applications of the operation research. Okay, and the operation research tools and techniques discussed for continue. Okay, simulation is the most important of the tools and techniques. Okay, provide for the operation research and the study of the simulation. uh, सिमुलेशन इज ए प्रोसीजर सिमुलेशन एक प्रकार का प्रोसीजर ओके मेथड है ओके प्रोसीजर दैट स्टडीज ए प्रॉब्लम बाय क्रिएटिंग ए मॉडल्स ओके किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को का यानी कैसे मॉडल बनाया जाए ओके दिस मेक फॉर द सम ऑफ द मॉडल्स एंड techniques and procedure provided for the simulations. Okay, simulation theory is the most important and most important for provided for the sum of help making for the problems models. Okay, of the processes are involved in the problems and then through a series of the organized and trials. Okay, some of the discuss for the some of the problems in industrial problems and management problems. Okay, and industrial problem productions of the product. Okay, and I discuss for the some of creating for the product designs. Okay, and product price. Okay, some of the problems is solved for the operations according to operation research. Okay, and and through fast organized fast trails and error simulations attempt to the determine the best solutions. Okay, the simulation is the given for the best solutions uh, of the models problems of them find out the analyze the problem and make for the models and analyze the model also for simulate for simulation attempt to the determine the best solutions. Okay, and simulation procedure is given for the goods of the answer and good solution provided. Okay, sometimes this is a difficult times assuming the procedure. Okay, कुछ समय में कुछ बहुत कठिन समय. Okay, discuss of the times consuming some of the discuss and important times and कठिन times consume होने से बच जाता है. Simulation is used when the actual experimentations is not feasible, but simulation is the not given for the actual practically. Okay, actual of the experimental not given for the experimentations is not feasible given for the not feasible solutions of the model is not possible. Okay, the simulation is the given for the of this of the problem solutions, and the functions of the constraint of not provided for the model is the not possible. And non-linear programming, some of the procedures and techniques provided for operation research is the non-linear programming. The study for the non-linear programming is the used when the objective of non-linear programming is study for the main objective of the non-linear programming objective functions and the constraint, and add for the consideration and additions of the sum of the constraint. Okay, and in the equation 1 2 3 4 given for the and the sum of the equation, consider for the sum of the constraint value s1 s2 s3. Okay, given for the sum of the equations, two equations, three four equations, and I consider for the force of constraint. Oh, one constraint is the one equations and two constraint is the two equations. Okay, s1 s2, all the additions of the simulations of the non-linear programming constraint are not linear in the nature. Consider for the eh, constraint are not linear. ओके, नॉट लीनियर इन नेचर्स. ओके, कंस्ट्रेंट जो होते हैं कंसिडर किए जाते हो वो नॉन लीनियर होती है. ओके, नॉन लीनियर इन नेचर्स होते हैं. द लीनियर रिलेशनशिप में बी अप्लाइड टू द approximate non-linear constraint. Okay, the constraint of the provided for the relations the given for the x y z form equations, and the this is the consider for the constraint is the non-linear approximate non-linear constraint but limited to some range, because approximation becomes the proper the Fourier has the range of the expected. Okay, some of the this is the range for the approximate is the become proper of the range of given for the solutions. And non-linear programming, the operation research also provided for the some of tools and techniques for the non-linear programming, and this the non-linear programming is used to determine the approximation in which a solution lie to lie, and then the solution is obtained using the linear method. Okay, and the non-linear programming is given for the solutions of the problems, and problems is given for the obtained using the non-linear method. Okay, using the linear method, and one technique is also for use a dynamic programming. Okay, the dynamic programming is the most important topic of the and procedure for provided for operation research. Okay, and dynamic programming is a method by analyzing the multi-stage decision process. Okay, the dynamic process programming is provided for the one or more decisions. Okay, one or more taken for the methods of, given for them one or more methods is method for analyzing the multiple stages of the problem solving decisions. Okay, and decisions process, some of the provided for the decisions. Okay, analyze the problems and the multiple solutions provided for the dynamic programming. Okay, and so in this each the elementary decision depend on those the predi- preceding the decisions, and as well as the internal factors and external factors. Okay, the programming is the provided for the one problems, and the one problem is provided for the one and more or more and methods, more multiples method and procedure provided for the solution of the problems. and the and the some of the provided for elementary decision depend upon those of the proceeding of the disease proceeding and decisions as well as the external factors. Okay, some of the external factor is provided for the operation itself, and other techniques is provided for the integer programming. Integer, if one if one or more, okay, the integer programming is also provided for the operation research is one tool given for the one procedure for integrating programming. If one or more variables, one or more provided for one or more variables of the problems, taken the internal values, okay, internal values only, then the dynamic problem method is used. Okay, and if the one or more variables of the problems take for internal values only, then the dynamic programming method is used. Okay, for the examples, number of motors in an organizations. Okay, the perform to the manufacturing operations. Okay, some of the example, take for the examples of the one or more motors is a motors is a work performed to the manufacturing operation in the industry. Number of passengers in a aircraft, the number of passengers in the seat on in the aircraft, and number of the generator in a power generating plant. Okay, and the power plant in the number of generator required for the generate of the powers in the power plant. Okay, and some other example for take for the one hospital in the present for more doctors. Okay, and in the more doctors in the hospitals. Okay, and some other I take for the other example for the one class in the present for the more students. Okay, and this has the similarly for other example you create for okay, and this is the integer programming. If is the given for the more one or more variables of the problem, taken internal values only for then the dynamic programming method is used. For example, number of the motors in an the organizations, and other is the number of other is the number of the passenger in the aircraft, number of the generator in the power plant or generator the powers, and sum of consume for, and number of the students present in the class, and number of doctors present in the hospitals. Okay, and these are the is the all the examples of the dynamic integration programmings. Okay, the present research tools and techniques for some of the techniques provided for the Markov process. Okay, Markov process is the permitted to the predict change over the time information about to the behavior of the system is known as. Okay, the Markov procedure is also provided for the sum of the system of behavior. सिस्टम के अंदर सिस्टम कैसा बिहेवियर करो. ओके, गिवन फॉर द मोर इंफॉर्मेशन इज गिवन टू द given of the more information and behavior of the systems. Okay, and predict for change over the time about to time given for the behavior of the systems. Okay, and provided for the Markov procedures. The Markov procedure the is the most important uh, procedure techniques is the operation research. This is used in the decision making in the situations where are the various stage are defined. The Markov procedure is also for given for more information and one system to an other systems, okay, other system to other systems, okay, given for the time to time, okay, about two time of the system behavior given for information. Marquee procedure is the given for information of the behavior of the systems. The probability from one stage to the another stage is known for depend upon the current stage, okay. And the Markov procedure is also for provided for the sum of probabilities of the of conditions, okay, sum of conditions, and given for sum of conditions is from the one stage to another stage, other stage to other is the known as the depend upon the current stage, okay. And first stage to another stage given for the more information, and is the depending of how we have arrived at that the particular stage, okay. There is the sum of the particular stage is provided for the operations. Research is the good for the some of the tools and techniques given for the provided for the complete for the project of, okay. And network scheduling, some of the network scheduling is this is the best solution, best procedure of solving the problems of the and the subject. This is the techniques is used for the extensively to plan, okay. And the network scheduling is the also provided for the sum of the extensive for the given for the information about to the project, okay. And you take for the sum of decision according to that network schedulings, okay. The network scheduling is the bit given for the best of the planning you are make for the good planning about to the project completion, okay. आप द नेटवर्क शेड्यूलिंग के से आप स्टडी करके आप किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को आप इजीली शेड्यूल्स एक्सटेंसिवली आप प्लान कर सकते हैं कि हम इस प्रोजेक्ट को इतने दिन में कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं, ओके. And then other is the schedule, okay. You make for the schedules for proper time miners, okay. And scheduling network scheduling is provided for the time miners, okay, given for the times you are for the perform to the work time to time, okay. And schedules, okay, and monitors and provided for the network scheduling is the plan, schedules, and monitors large project, okay. Large project in according provided for the sum of for the examples computer system installations, okay. And computer some of the computers is installed for the in the digital zones, okay. Make in the provided for the 100 and 200 400 of 500 computer set in the one plane, okay, one floor, okay. This is the project for and the computer system installations and research and development designs, okay. Some of the research large project in research or research field, okay. Project and research and development, and some of the design of the large bridge, and the project for complete for the large length of the highways bridge, okay. And some of the other critical situations, and some of the large workpiece in perform to manufacturing operations, and before for provided for the given for the network scheduling, okay. And constructions maintenance, suppose that some of the higher building of ship buildings, suppose that one aircraft buildings, and provided for the maintenance, okay. Maintenance project, the you are the network provided for the network scheduling of the higher constructions, and maintenance of the maintenance of project, okay. And constructions of large building or making for the large buildings and infrastructure of the industry, and you are make for the network scheduling, okay. Scheduling is the best given for the good information about to the project, and you are provided for the some of tools and techniques. Okay, the operation research tools and techniques present for the continue and network schedulings. Okay, the the aim of this techniques is minimize the turbulence stop. Okay, that the network scheduling is the main objective provided for the main objective of the network scheduling techniques for the minimize the turbulence stop. Okay, कम से कम मशीन स्टाफ हो, कम से कम मशीन वर्किंग, कम से कम स्टॉप रहे, बंद रहे एंड ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मशीन को वर्क परफॉर्म करना चाहिए करे. ओके, एंड दिस इज द टर्बुलेंस sport such that the delays and the interruptions and production and bottlenecks. uh, Suppose that some of the productions companies, suppose that the and shop companies, okay, shop companies is also for ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा productions करना and biscuit, okay, पार्ले जी बिस्किट कंपनीज फैक्ट्रीज, ओके, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन को करना. ओके, and time the stop of machines is the very smart, very small times, and the work performed to the continue operation. Okay, and this is the small productions of the small and the domestic product is of the company is the continue productions of the. Okay, and provided for the continue of production systems in these factories. Okay, either identifying the critical factors. Okay, some of the basis for the critical factors is depend upon the of the network scheduling is the good procedure for the good schedules and operations for solving the problems. Okay, the different activities and there the relationship of the entire project. Okay, the this is a different activities and there the relationship of the the scheduling on network scheduling is also for the provided for the sum of techniques for activities and techniques for relationship of the entire project. Even in the entire project means some of members, some of members is perform to the work with one coordination method. Okay, all the workers in the one techniques and one procedure follows and one rules is follow all the workers in the project. Okay, there in the project are the represented for the di- diagrammatically with the help of the network and arrows which is with the use for the identifying the critical activity of the path. The network scheduling is also for provided for the sum of path completion of the project for the critical path method and the evaluation of and some of the critical activities. Okay, provided for the some of procedures. There are the two main types of the techniques in the network scheduling. Okay, and the network scheduling is provided for the two main techniques is the completion of project. किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को कंप्लीट करने के लिए हमारा नेटवर्क शेड्यूलिंग मेथड जो है टू टेक्निक्स देता है. One, okay, program evaluate and review techniques. Okay, and part one is the techniques is the given for the network scheduling part method. Okay, the part is the full form of the program evaluations and review techniques. This is the techniques is performed to the complete of the project and given for the path is used when the activities mm, some of activities time is not known accurately. Okay, इसमें time not to accurately only for the probabilistic estimate of the time is available. Okay, and not this is the work perform, this is the path is follow for the project. Project is complete for time is not know accurately. इसमें accurately time nahi accurately not consider for not taken for the sum accurate of the and only for a probabilistic estimate for the time is available. Okay, up only for some of the within the within the 8 hour, 5 hour and 6 hour. Okay, and in within complete for the of the time and perform to the work of the system. And critical path method, this is the second techniques provided for the procedure of the network scheduling. Okay, this critical path method is used when the activity time is now for accurately. Okay, this is techniques performed to the time and accurate time performed to the project. Okay, and this critical path method CPM is used when the activity's time is now accurately. Okay, and the time is also for is considering of the system is very important and accurately. Okay, the operation research tools and techniques are provided for the some of the techniques and other for information theory. Okay, the information is this is the theory is also for given for the sum of information according to the according to the project in the project. Okay, project के बारे में बहुत सारी information देता है. Information theory is the analytical process. Some of the analytical procedures is transferred to the electrical communication field of the operation research. Okay, and some of the this is the information theory is provided for the some of the flow of information one plant to another plant, one other plant to other plant, and one machine to other machines. Okay, one manager to another managers. Okay, and some of the electric use for the some of electronic devices and some of the electrical okay electrical communication field of the operation research. Okay, and this is the information theory is used for the some of the electrical and electronics industries. Okay, this is the most important for the information theory. And the information theory is provided for some of information related to the project and complete for the project and other for the discuss for the other of the problems. Okay, given for the sum of information about to the problems and you are make for the sum of the models of the problems and analysis and some of use for the some of the mathematical techniques and logical techniques and you solve for the easy of the problem solutions. Okay, the objective of this theory is the evaluate the effectiveness of flow of information with the given system. Okay, किसी भी system से the information theory is provided for the sum of procedure given for the information about to the complete of project and some of the number of members were performed to in the project and number of machines and number of the equipment used in these machines. Okay, some of the information provided to the information theory. This is used for the mainly in communication network. Okay, some of the other for the information theory is only for work performed to the given for information transfer to the one person to another person and one plant to another plant. Okay, and this is the very uh, accurate of the mainly in the communication network. Okay, but also has indirect influence. Okay, this is the also for indirect but also has the indirect influence in the simulating the the examinations of business organization structure. Okay, some of the business organization structure also for in the use for the information theory. Okay, and some other organizations, some of the hospitals. Okay, hospitals, bankings and other manufacturing industries and productions and the large industry and the in the government of policies and in given for information of the social media network and some of the today for the increase for the day to day for the flow of informations about to the some of apps and application used for very smart of techniques used for the information technology. And the estimation for the business organization structure with a review of the changing flow of information. Okay, day to day change of the changing of the information flow systems, and the creating for the more advanced technology in the information systems are provided for the information is the millisecond and half second in the all the viral of the network of the very some of information is flow of the very high speed in Indian. Okay, the this is the most important for provided for the information theory in according to the provided for the techniques. This is techniques is provided for the operation research. Okay, and this some of the techniques and quantitative techniques for the managers, and some of the field different field in work performed to the different managers and take for the different decisions. Okay, and according to the perform to the project, and other for high project completion for, and the most important of the research and development organizations, and some of the scientific techniques and operation research also provided for the some of the tools and techniques is the also for the engineers and psychological mathematical techniques and solve the problems and make for the according to the physical models. Okay, application of the operation research also for today almost all the field of business and organization utilize the benefit of the organization research. Okay, organization the operation research use the some of the organizations use for the very high tools and techniques of the operation research, and creating for the increase for the more economics of the plants. Okay, our plants and industries. Okay, use for more of the tools and techniques perform to the benefit, and you I find out the benefit of the organizations. There are the valuations of applications of the operation research, and operation research all those which is not feasible for cover all the applications of operation research is the brief. Okay, operation research is also provided for the some of the brief applications, brief applications through is not for feasible for our other applications of operation research brief. The following are the observe the set of the type the typical of recent research and applications of, so that the wide of the techniques provided for the some of the industries and critical and techniques are used today. Okay, and some of the operation research also for use in the accounting of the system accounting for, and the banking systems, assuming the audit the team's effectiveness of the banking systems. The operation research is the this is the lecture is the most important lecture is provided for the sum of information and tools and techniques of the operation research discussed for in very detail. Okay, thank watching this video. Thank you so much.